All right, last question. So, like I told you before, my son wants to become a SEAL. A lot can transpire in the next 5 years with his maturation and all that. But if you were in my seat, in my place as a dad who wants to come, support my son the best that I can and prepare him the best that I can for that environment, for that training, what do you think you'd do?
Now, focus on Christ. Focus on Christ, focus on prayer if that's where he's being led to go, because we need our warriors and the teams that are in the military more than any time, in my opinion, or always. That's what that would be my advice right now for anything, for anyone that wants to go do anything. Put Christ first, which is so crazy, me saying these things, because like 20 years ago, I'd be like, dude, shut up, get off. But yes, magic happens when that happens. You can see the fruit, you can see the evidence, but I would lean on that, and I would support in whatever way you're being led to support, how that looks. That's what I would do. I would support it. I wouldn't try to deter. If he gets deterred, he gets deterred, and if he's seeking Christ, it's because Christ has deterred him, right? And there's no better way than that. So
I appreciate
but that's what I would. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't push him away. I think that could cause, I've seen it actually. I've actually mentored people that the parents don't want them to do it, but they're just, if the drive is there, we know our drive for Christ, right? Like, can you imagine someone say, don't do that? You're like, dude, I will beat you down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm all for it.
This is the thunder.
Yeah, we are excited about our sons, taking this route in life. But
and I figured you would, but support, yeah, of course.
On the physical side of things, 5 years out, would it be beneficial to him to go to Imperial Beach and to get into water and, do a lot of jogging, do a lot of push-ups, and, I'm kind of thinking along those lines.
Swim team. I would get him in the swim team.
That's exactly what I told my son yesterday. I said, you need to get in the swim team and get training. Yeah.
Because you
swim
had
team,
that, right?
Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, stuff like that. That's what I would do. But just, we got to watch out for injuries. A lot of guys like, I got some boots and I'm running on the beach. That's awesome. Like, I applaud your enthusiasm. But a thing called stress fractures can happen in our legs. Mm-hmm. So these things build up. You don't know they're there. Then you get into the real training and they start coming out. You can't go back.
Yeah.
So just don't overtrain. Right. Enjoy your childhood, man. Do the sports. Just be careful and make sure they don't make the bad decisions. A lot of the great people that don't get to go in is because they do something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They start playing with the wrong people, the wrong substances. You are who you surround yourself, right? The influences, the toxicity.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a big piece of it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I think, and people,
course,
and Eddie, people on the thread are making a comment that I think is actually, it's a valid concern, and it's coming up a lot. And it's something that needs to cross the mind of Christians, because you said this, put Christ first, put Christ first, put Christ first. Before you're going to try to be a Navy SEAL, put Christ first. And so in putting Christ first, people will get to the valid question, well, okay, if I put Christ first, then I'll be joining a military that as of right now, and working for a government that is not really trustworthy and not standing on Christ's word. But I want to know what you have to say to this, Eddie. My response to that would be,
I'll say it.
we don't help to bring Christ and the gospel into the military by abandoning it. You can have real warriors who are serving Christ and standing for Christ, and will first and foremost have their identity in Jesus. You can have them in the military, influencing the military, preaching the gospel, and still being able to say no. Like the SEALs that we were working with, they stood for Christ and said no in the military. Like they were still faithful Christians in the military that was doing something very unjust. That's my response that I would say. What would you say, Eddie?
I would say that people are telling you not to do something. I would be like, you're not Christ, which is why I go to Christ. I don't care about your opinion. I'm not held accountable to you. There's one opinion and one person I'm accountable to, and it's not them. It's not the masses. It's not them. If you're led to do it, there's a reason for it. You go do it. That's it. Send me, right?
Yeah.
Send me.
Send me.
That's it. and are some that want to go be a SEAL, if they really seek, are they going to get the answer that they want? No. They might be like, hey, no, actually, you're supposed to go do admin work or go into the family. But I mean, I don't know. That's up to God, man. That's not up to what their opinion is next door. I don't care about their opinion. And that's the attitude we need to have. We get so influenced by scrolling our phone, by here's Eddie's tangent, by
go ahead.
You know, what we see, what our neighbors do, what we see on TV. This is the cool thing to do. Dude, we are so off Christ. Our compass is not focused on Christ. Our compass is focused on crap. It is. We know more about twerking than we know about the Word of God. It's a joke.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to put that in the description of the show. We know more about twerking.
You probably saw me laughing. It's because, like, literally, as you're saying, I don't care what any of you think. Mind your own business. Someone in the chat named Nunya Business said, terrible idea to send your young kids into the military. And I was like, how ironic.
Nunya Business.
Hey, and they got their opinions. Everyone's got their own opinions by what happened in their personal life. They could have had a brother or a loved one die in combat, which I understand. And that's sad, and my condolences. But here's the deal. You can't expect to get in this. We know ourselves better than any person. This is true. All three of you guys sitting in there know about yourself better than the guy next to you. I'm sure we can all agree on that. So who am I to say, no, you shouldn't do that? Oh, really? Really? Is that now, if I'm being led to, hey, I got a word, I need to tell you this, take that word and take it to Christ, and you come back with the same thing, then I'd be like, okay, now we got something, we're working with something here. But no, Christ is the answer. Focus on Christ. Focus on Christ. That's it. It's very simple, but we don't do it. I didn't do it forever. I'm not a hypocrite. I didn't do it forever, guys. So I know.
No, yeah. And I appreciate the passion, brother. So